Nikki Haley, as predicted, said she was going to announce today. I want to be clear. I don't dislike Nikki Haley. She's been on the program. I don't agree with her on everything at all. But I don't think that she is, I think this is more of a VP audition. Because I don't think that she's going to, I don't think that she could win president. You have to strike when the iron is hot, and her moment was a while ago. And I will say this is why I see a lot of people saying, oh, well, maybe DeSantis should just go after 2024. You got to strike when the moment is hot, though. That's everything with politics. Anybody who's been in the trenches raising money for candidates, who's been out there pounding the pavement for candidates, who's gone door to door for candidates, who's done phone baking, who's talked to voters, who's been out there in the thick of it, they'll tell you all the same thing. It's about timing. It really is. And she has a presidential ad out, and I know a lot of people are, golly, they're all declaring now. So she's officially in. This is the first official GOP challenger for Trump. And I'm curious as to, here's the thing to watch. See if he says anything about her. If he doesn't, then I suspect that they think that she's maybe going to dilute the support maybe for some of these other candidates whose names maybe rhyme with DeSmantis. Just saying. But I think that this is a VP audition. Tim Scott was apparently thinking of a run. I think that that's an indication that he wants to be considered for VP. Then you got this one guy. Who's this billionaire dude? No, I'm so done with this. Hell no. This one guy who's thinks that he's going to apparently try to run also. No. I think everybody has a right to run for any office that they want, but I also think that strategy is a huge part of it. Vivek Ramaswamy, he's considering running. No. I mean, I'm sure he's a nice guy. This isn't, personal, but I look at it like this way. When it comes to the business of the country, this is show business, not show friends. And it's the business of the country. So that's exactly what I'm thinking of here. But I do believe that this is kind of a more of a audition. And I do think that if she were to get some traction and if Trump were to perceive her as a threat, I think then he's going to come up with a nickname for her pretty soon too. But there's so many people that are going to be getting involved in this. The thing is that we have a long bench, a deep bench. But I do think that at some point everybody's going to kind of get it together because 2024 matters. I actually think that this election, and everyone says this of every election. Nope, I think this election is the election. I think if Republicans lose in 2024, I honestly think that's it. And I see a lot of people out there jockeying for power, and I hope that they remember that they need to put the American people first. I see this even at the local level. So there was like a fight in our area, and this is typical of, any area. But we had a fight over who wanted to run for school board, right? A lot of people wanted to run for an available, for a city council seat and a school board seat and all this stuff. And everybody's kind of, fighting, going back and forth. And one of these city council seats was open. And apparently, everybody and their brother wanted to run for it. And there were some people who, I did make a comment. I said, I'm seeing some people who want to be served more than serve. And that's kind of the thing. Wanting to be served over serving. Sometimes serving means you sit down. You're needed elsewhere. But everyone thinks that, oh well, I want to run, and they're not stopping to consider maybe there's someone better than you that has some better capabilities that could do the job. I don't dislike any of these individuals. I know Mike Pompeo would like to be considered for VP. He's been on the program. First question I ever asked him was, tell us about the aliens. I mean, of course that was going to be what I asked him. Why? They'd be stupid not to. I'm not going to blow my first question on something. I want aliens. But it's not anything personal for anybody. But when I look at like Pence doesn't have a shot in hell. I mean, no offense. He's a nice guy, but he doesn't have a chance. He absolutely has no chance. He doesn't even have a chance as VP. A lot of times people will run and raise money and pay off other campaign debts or figure out something else. But a lot of this, I think, is really just, I don't know. Some of it's posturing, I think. But I don't dislike any of them. I feel, that there's good news. It's good to be hopeful and be optimistic about the fact that we have a way bigger bench than Democrats do. Who do they have? I've asked you this before. Who do they got? They've got nobody. What, Newsom? The guy who oversaw the disaster light rail where it was billions and billions of dollars. It ended up being like something like several million dollars a day in costs, and it's still not done. The company pulled up their spikes and left and went and put something in Zaire, I think. I mean, they don't have anything. Newsom doesn't have it. Democrats do not have a decent candidate for 2024. I don't even think they have anybody in the wings. They used to groom their up-and-comers, but then now they don't do that anymore either. Republicans have a lot of options. That is a great thing. But I just don't think that all of them are the best fit. Personally, voters are going to make the decision. I have my 2 cents. I don't agree with Nikki Haley on everything. We differ on foreign policy, a lot of foreign policy. But that's not to say that she's, a bad candidate. I don't know if she's the candidate for this time. And I also think she's been out of office for a while. And she's done, I think, an admirable job of keeping her name in the headlines. That's something that you have to do. In order to run for office, you have to look relevant. I get it. And then the other guy who wants to run, no, stop. At some point, everybody's got to get on the same page, and we have to realize, 2024 is where it's at. I feel like we're coming up on a decision of, we're coming up on a Chamberlain or Churchill moment. And you saw how consequential that was. Look at where we are with everything. And I really do feel as though there are intentional moves being made to destabilize the border, to destabilize our energy, self-sufficiency, to destabilize everything from water to food, all of it. And I don't think that some of these other candidates are going to be the people to deal with it.